Peace, and salutations, beautiful people. This is Brother Leo, Brother Conscious, with Brothers in America. I got my co-host, Holy Water with a side of green tea, and an honorary guest. We got Apostle Carlos Nathaniel Keith. Was married for 43 years with his beautiful wife, Patrice Keith. Have two beautiful children. Was in the military, in the military active duty for 30 years. Also served as a civilian for 14 years. He's an apostle of New Horizon Church in North Augusta slash Columbia, South Carolina. Man of God. How you doing today, man of God?
I'm doing good.
How we doing today, Holy Water with a side of green tea?
I'm doing all right. Brother Christie.
Yes.
What I don't yeah, man, you know, I don't know what to say. But anyway, go ahead, man. Go ahead with a side or whatever. Go ahead.
Yes, family. The day our topic came from the man of God. He was asking, right? Wisdom for a healthy relationship. Wisdom for a healthy relationship. Where do you get wisdom from? That's our panel for the day. Where do you get wisdom from? We're going to start with you, Holy, and we're going to jump to the man of God.
Okay. You said, where do I get wisdom from?
Yes. For a healthy relationship.
For a healthy relationship.
Yes, sir.
Well, my first designated my first designated focus was the biblios.
yes.
Right, well, that was the first one, that I feel like that was a good setup, and then it kind of just it kind of stayed right there for a long time, and it's still right there for real, to be honest. But yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Apostle.
First of all, thank you for having me, Leo. Thank both of you for having me today. I'm honored. Before we talk about where it comes from, let's kind of talk about what it is.
Yes.
And so when I think about wisdom, obviously I'm going to give you some biblical foundation because that's where my roots are at. The Bible said, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth it liberally, and he don't hold anything back. So when you think about wisdom, I believe you can have a lot of knowledge. People can possess knowledge, but wisdom is the proper application of what you know. And so I think that when we deal with wisdom, it has to come either from one or two sources. The Bible talks about there's a wisdom of this world that is foolishness, but then there's the wisdom of God that is first pure. And so you can operate on either level. But I'm just telling you, the wisdom that we need for relationships has to be rooted in what God said.
Okay. And how do you apply that?
Well, you apply it in each individual situation. It just depends on what we're talking about. It just, when you talk about relationship, are you talking about marriage?
Marriage, a relationship. I mean, of course, intention, purposely dating to marry, courting somebody to marriage.
I think you got to live by certain. Well, I'll tell you how I do it. I don't know all the Bible, but I try to find the principles that apply to God.
Okay.
And then I try to live by those principles. Meaning I try to treat everybody with dignity and respect. I try to live in such a way that I'm different. And the reason I'm different is because I've been here to make a difference.
Okay.
I cannot apply wisdom if I treat people the same way that maybe they treat me. I can't be responsible for anybody else's the way they treat me, but I can only be responsible for my response back to them. And so if you look at the principles in the word teach us If somebody do something to you, you don't do that back to them. Okay? And if I'm going to be in a relationship and I'm trying to, let's just say, for instance, I'll use my marriage. If I want my wife to stop doing a thing, I gotta be, I'm the head, I gotta stop doing it.
Yes.
I
Lead
can't
by
tell
example.
her to stop doing something that I'm still doing. And so I got to live by an example as a leader. And that's not only in our relationship, but that's a relationship with anybody I'm with if I'm going to walk in wisdom.
Okay. Okay. But I want to also talk to you about as well. You said the wisdom, you said wisdom comes from the Bible, right? Suppose you're speaking to somebody outside who doesn't know about the Bible and doesn't know about God, because we live in a world and a time where a lot of people can be 60, 70, 50 and shun God, right? Do you think that our worldly wisdom, like based off your experience, your growth, your mistakes, your spiritual and your family, like rooted, like teaching you like wisdom? Because a lot of people feel as if you have to experience certain things to know to know how to navigate or to go through it. But sometimes it can come from your family members. Like I remember my father had countless conversations with me warning me. He warned me before I hit a certain age. He's like, first of all, one thing he told me, he said, I'm gonna, he said, when you go to school for your first 12 years, that's going to be for free. And once you leave school, then you got to come with your pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like he told me that. He told me that not because of feigned ignorance or nothing like that, but that was him kind of teaching me what's to come. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I understand what you're saying in terms of the Bible, but I feel like some forms of worldly, because we have a lot of people with integrity that doesn't follow the Bible. We have a lot of people with good morals, good ethics, and so forth that doesn't follow the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible is definitely a good moral compass, a good encompass yourself with. But you have people that follow those souls, them same teaching, but don't know no deities. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like sometimes like a lot of lively applications that we go through also mold us or mold people with integrity, with principles, with ethics, with morals, principles, and the whole nine. So I can't disregard lively experience as opposed to the Bible. But I know you went to go say something.
The question is, what is the foundation for their ethics? What is the foundation for their morals? Where's that rooted at? Because everything has a foundation.
Yes.
Where did you learn morals from? Where is right? How do you get to know right from wrong? Where does the foundation of our ethics and our moral, where did that come from? And I'm not saying everybody read the Bible. We definitely understand that ethics and morality is a part of those scriptures. We also understand that there's things in Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, that may not be necessary. You know, when Solomon had wisdom, God gave him wisdom to handle certain matters that, let's say, for instance, you won't see that in the Bible, but he just had the type of wisdom where he could deal with certain things, and that was God given to him. Now, when we talk about morals and ethics and those things, I believe they're rooted in what God said. If a person have morals, he don't want to commit adultery on his wife. Where does that come from? If a person don't want to lie, where does that come from? If a person have integrity, if he has something, where does those principles come from? And you know, one of the scriptures in the Bible, it says, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. That's in the Bible. That's a practical. If you don't know and I know and you don't listen, then you are a fool. And I think that's, I'm not saying you personally, I'm saying that's the culture that we live in. Because if I have 55 years of experience and you got two, and I'm trying to help you, and you think you know more than me, then that's not wise. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't cost anything for people to listen, whether you're right or wrong. So that means everybody's entitled to dignity and respect. I'll listen at your opinion, you listen at mine. and we're gonna both go away believing whatever we're gonna believe.
Gotcha. I wanted to
That's
say,
right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Elder Carlos, Leo is sometimes a fool. Now,
Mm.
I don't.
I
Now,
wanted to say, I want you.
I just say it.
I definitely want you to chime in too,
I
Holy. I don't want to
was gonna
disclose
say,
you.
I was gonna say he got your back, Leo. He said he was acting like a fool earlier. Now, go ahead. What you want to say, bro?
No, I said, I want you to
So
chime in too.
you're not far from it because he, I don't know. He's just he.
How do you kick people off the podcast?
It's your podcast. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
Holy, I wanted to say, do you go ahead?
If we got integrity, like he was talking about, sometimes we would kick ourselves off. Now I'm
Yeah.
go ahead, bro.
But one of the things I will say this. That's not his name, Holy Water. Is that Holy Water? What should I call you?
Oh, you can call me James. That's fine. That's my email. So it gave me it told me to choose an email, and Holy Water reacts is my email, but this is the alias Holy Water.
But one of the principles that I think it works, okay, is I don't believe you can just tell anybody anything and they're supposed to just believe you. I think you have to earn the right to speak into another person's life. I believe and once you've earned that right to speak into their life, that person trusts you because why? You've earned the right to speak into their life. You've done things where they feel like they can trust you. You can't trust everybody. You can't trust everything everybody say. So we just have to find somebody. Now, you said your dad told you some things. You can learn by other people's experience, and you can go down the road, or you can learn by your own hurts and your own failures and go down the road. So I would rather learn by somebody else than me go through it myself personally.